Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 15 of Build a Store in 21 Days. My name is Alaa Hassan, and once again, we're going to be focusing on helping you learn the skill of building your online store. Let's wait for people to join in on the call. Set myself up on this side. It's finally Friday. Yes. Excellent. I see people joining in right now. For those who are joining, please let me know in the comments. You hear me? All is well on your side before we get started. I see Bilal, Liz. Perfect. People are starting to drop by. Hola, hola, Bilal. We have a new face, Fortuner. Welcome. Excellent. Great. Liz says she can hear me. Katrina, how are you? Excellent. People are joining in. We finally made it. It's now Friday, and this weekend is going to be an interesting weekend, considering that it's a long weekend here with Easter. Some of you guys are celebrating Passover. I know that Ramadan is coming soon. It's like all the religions are celebrating something right now, and otherwise everyone else is just home enjoying this quarantine. I hope healthy. That's what matters at this point. Fortune, I just started your course. I'm nowhere near this. What do you mean by nowhere near this? Is it in terms of you're getting new to it? Is that what you mean? I first have to launch the store and I'm learning a lot. Yes. So the idea behind Build a Store in 21 Days is to kind of give you the required mindset, the key skills that you need to consider before really taking it to the next level. A lot of times people get sucked into this world of e-commerce. They think that, oh, you know what, I'm going to launch an online store. I'm going to put a couple of products, and next thing you know, I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to start selling my items. People are just going to flock into the store. They're going to start purchasing everything, and I'm going to go crazy. And that's not the case. A lot of times, back in the day when we did e-commerce, it was a lot easier in terms of getting quick traction because there wasn't a lot of competition. Nowadays, it's a lot harder. E-commerce became even more global. So you got Asia selling in the US and vice versa. So a lot has changed. Nonetheless, you get still overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that needs to be done. I mean, it's a real business. So people jump into e-commerce thinking it's easy. They spend a lot of money on courses, and next thing you know, they never end up doing the course, completing it, let alone launch their online store. So, and I've seen this. I've had the academy for about 6 years now, ecommercetrainingacademy.com. And for those that know me, I mean, I've been trying to help people out, and only recently I launched a couple of courses. But over these years, I've realized that there's so much content out there and people simply get overwhelmed and just quit on it. And some of them obviously get through it and succeed. There's always a few that make it. But to me, I felt that this is the perfect opportunity to give people the chance to learn the skill of creating an online store first. So this way, you don't feel bad about not launching the business. Not everyone is meant to be in business, but learning some new skill, everyone should do that. So for me, I felt that in order for people to feel confident, why not teach them the skill of building a store first? Let them get your feet wet a little bit without heavy investment. This is a free challenge. But you get to see for a good 21 days what it takes to build an online store, things that you may not have thought about. And eventually, with time, you start feeling more confident. You start seeing more progress in terms of your online store. And then from there, you might take the leap and say, you know what, I'm going to go all in. This is for me. Let me learn more advanced tactics. Let me go full force in terms of building out the store, hiring maybe people to help you out, finding the right products, and then eventually launching the business. What's nice about it is if you finish the challenge and you never launch your business, you're still successful because you learned the new skill. So it's not about launching a business more than just helping you learn how to build the store. And in the future, I'm sure you're going to benefit from this skill. I think the chances of you using this skill will be higher than you using the things you learned in calculus in school or some other courses that we've taken. So again, that's how I feel that this is a great opportunity for anyone to really get comfortable with e-commerce. And right now, e-commerce is the most popular thing. You're seeing this. Everybody's shopping online. Everybody's embracing it. So it's becoming more and more important for everyone. So hope that makes sense. Excellent. So let's get started. I see everyone here. Perfect. About 11 people. Hassan, everybody's here. Good. Excellent. So today's topic, let me just share my screen so you guys have that. Let me expand it a little bit more so it takes over the screen. Perfect. Today's topic is all about setting up your shipping options inside your online store. Tomorrow, we're going to cover setting up your payments. Next time, I'm going to think about switching it. I'll put payments first, then shipping, because when I want to go through the whole checkout process, I wanted to test it out. I couldn't because my payment was not set up yet. That's fine, not the end of the world. But when it comes to shipping, there's a couple of things that you need to consider. First of all, shipping is a very, very important part of the business. First, it is important in terms of consumers always worry about shipping. How long is it going to take? Am I going to get it fast? Is it going to come in one piece? Is it going to come to me damaged? How much is shipping? Do they have free shipping? So from a consumer perspective, they worry a lot about, we think about shipping every time we think about buying something online, which is normal because the only way to get your product is through physical delivery, a carrier, USPS, Canada Post coming in and delivering it. Shipping is also very important from a business perspective. It is a very high cost for any e-commerce business. I mean, if you think about Amazon right now, it's costing them billions of dollars in terms of shipping for their Prime members. Sometimes you wonder, are they actually making money on certain orders? These guys are very numbers oriented, so that's really a unique situation. But for any e-commerce business, the shipping costs are critical and you need to control them. So you need to be smart in terms of how you want to go about offering the different types of shipping methods on the website and the fees, as well as where should you go about it when it comes to free shipping. Should you do it free shipping on all orders, minimum order threshold? We'll go over that. So that's why shipping is critical for any e-commerce business. The other point that needs to be thought of is the fact that shipping needs to be very, very fast. Amazon has set the bar really, really high. Whenever someone buys anything online, they expect it yesterday, literally. So when you have companies like Amazon, right now the situation that we're in obviously is different with the virus and everything else that's going on. You have to understand that obviously everything is getting delayed, but it's a great opportunity for a lot of online businesses to take advantage of this because Amazon is unable to ship on time. A lot of other websites can. Their volumes aren't as high as Amazon and what they're experiencing currently at the moment. As well as supplies, currently there's a low supply sometimes in certain categories. So that's also another reason. But when it comes to shipping, it has to be fast. Now, do you need to ship something today and it arrives tomorrow? You don't have to. But the idea is it has to be within a reasonable delay. For example, we expect to receive an order with between 2 to 5, 2 to 6 business days. That's reasonable. When it takes more than a week, we start thinking about it. Usually when you order something, 2, 3 days, 4 days, you're not thinking about it. Amazon comes in sometimes even next day or the same day. Put those guys aside. But for everyone else, if an order takes about a week, 5 business days, you're not thinking about it. It's still delayed. As soon as it goes over a week, you start thinking about the package. How come I didn't receive it? And that's where you start making sure that, okay, I don't want to buy from some company that's going to take a while for them to ship my products. I want to get it at least within a week. That's why I say 2 to 5, 2 to 6 business days is reasonable. That does not take into account the handling time. So when you put in an order, when someone buys something from your website, we specify the handling time, meaning it's going to take you a day to 2 business days in order for the package to be shipped from your warehouse. That's understandable. That's how it takes. That's how long it takes. A day to 2 days, business days, is a reasonable amount of time for you to receive the order, pick it, package it, and prep it to be shipped out. 1 to 2 business days max. More than 2 business days, then it starts creating a problem down the line. And then the delivery time is between 2 to about 5 to 6 business days, standard shipping. And usually that works great for anything national. Let's say you're shipping Canada to Canada or US to US. And when it comes international, then it changes, obviously. I'm talking about with shipping within your own country. On average, that's where it should be, and that's what you should be aiming for. The fees have to be reasonable. So sometimes when you're dealing with e-commerce, sometimes you will lose money on your orders because shipping might be, your cost of shipping might be higher than what the customer paid. So let's say, for example, I sold this product right here. I'm charging about, let's say, $10 on the website, but eventually when I shipped it out to the customer, it cost me $15. It's normal. You're never going to make always money on shipping fees. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. The important thing that you need to focus on is you need to charge a reasonable amount that over the long run, the average covers all of your costs. Sometimes you win some, the amount that you made money on can compensate for the orders that you lost money on. Sometimes customers might buy a lot from you and hence the profit margins increase. So there's more room for you to spend on shipping from your pocket. So again, it just averages out at the end of the day. For me, the way I do it, because I usually, whenever the companies I work for and the companies I've worked for before, we shipped millions of dollars a month. So our sales are over the millions. We're talking 8 figures. So 7-figure a month, 8-figure a year business. It's shipping becomes a very important part of the equation. So for us, we looked at it also not only as a cost in general to operate, but sometimes we look at it as a marketing cost. Sometimes I'm willing to spend extra money, fund my shipping fees, but drive more people to the website. For example, I might do free shipping sale only for the weekend on all orders. What that does is a lot of people are going to come into the website. Some people are going to buy small little orders. Others are going to buy a lot. In the end, whatever the cost, I look at it as an additional marketing cost. I'm subsidizing that amount just to help drive traffic and acquire new customers. But doing free shipping all the time does not make sense. I mean, you look at the big companies out there, they all have a minimum amount. Those that don't have any, it might be part of their strategy in the short term. So make sure that your fees are reasonable. Don't go too low and don't go too high. Find that balance in between that to the customer. It makes sense. I feel like $9, $7, $10 is reasonable, but don't go $20 and then say, how come I'm not getting any orders? $20 shipping, you must be shipping something very heavy then, or it's understandable that you're charging a lot of money, okay? So consider that. Sometimes it's also important that you may want to consider part of the shipping cost into the price of the item so that it blends in. So let's say, for example, your shipping is, it costs you $15 to ship an item. But unfortunately, you just can't charge $15 because everyone else in the industry is charging $10. Then charge $10 and see if you can take that extra $5 and incorporate it into the price of the item. So instead of selling the item for $24.99, maybe $29.99, sell it and offer $10 shipping. So in the end, it just balances out. People love not paying for shipping, but they know that sometimes they have to. So it's your job to make sure to find that balance between the price and the shipping amount you plan on charging. Third topic is the free shipping concept. Should you offer free shipping on all orders? Personally, if I was in your position, I wouldn't. Unless you're promoting it over simply a short period of time, let's say the weekend, 3-day sale, or Black Friday, or Cyber Monday. Usually that's when people expect to have amazing deals. And for you, it's important because everyone is shopping online. It makes sense. It's strategic. But when it comes to offering free shipping all the time on all orders, in the beginning, you might want to do it just so that you attract new customers. You're launching the website, but understand that it's going to cost you money. Where does it make sense to offer free shipping on all orders? It's only possible, it makes sense if your product price is high enough that you make good margins. And let's say, for example, your product is selling for at least $150. You're selling jewelry that's over $150. And you're making a good profit margin, then it makes sense that you offer free shipping on all orders because there's nothing less than $150 in your online store. But if you have items selling less than $100, $50, and some of them may be big dimensions, they're oversized, then you simply can't do that because you're going to realize afterwards when you do your accounting that you lost a lot of money. So take that into consideration. So my recommendation for anyone in e-commerce is to put a threshold, a minimum amount in order to qualify for shipping. How much should that amount be? Now, in the beginning, when you're getting started, it's hard to know exactly what should that amount be, because you don't have any historical data. No one purchased from you yet. But what you need to do is, with time, you're going to start adjusting. There is no rule. I can't tell you even, because every category is different. What I've seen is you could start at least free shipping over $50, free shipping over $49, $35. That amount is okay. $49 is reasonable. If it was in my position, I would put $75 if I can. $75 is safe. Now, obviously, it depends on your category. If you want to be a little bit safer, over $99 makes sense. People still expect that, you know what, I'm going to get free shipping over $99. It's okay. As soon as it hits over $99, it becomes an issue, unless you have different types of categories, like you're selling mattresses, where a mattress is like $400 or $500, and we know shipping is expensive. There are exceptions to the rule. But for me, if you're getting started, anything between free shipping over $50 to $100 makes sense. Don't put 100, put 99. It's just less. 3 digits looks higher than 2 digits, 99. So that's the way I would go about it when I'm getting started. Once in a while, you can offer a coupon to people to say, this weekend only, I'm offering free shipping on all orders. Again, that's a strategic marketing tactic that you can use. When you're getting started, consider offering 2 types of shipping: standard and express. Now, if you're still not, you're testing e-commerce, you're not sure, you work full time, you're worried that customers will be pissed at you if your orders are delayed, then just offer standard. It's no worries. As people start asking you, can you ship it faster? With time, you're going to realize that people are asking for it, then add it as a shipping option, as a express, for example. Every shipping company offers usually 2 of them, whether it's Canada Post, USPS, Australia Post, you name it. Try to offer both. One could be used even part of your free shipping. For example, if you offer free shipping over $50, let's say $50, well, that qualifies only for standard shipping. It's not free shipping. That you're not giving express shipping on orders over 50. It's only standard shipping. If a customer wants to pay so that they get it faster, even though they're over $50, they'll have to pay for express. So that's like an upgrade, no matter what. It's never free. Okay. Considering offering also tracking and insurance, it gives that peace of mind. Obviously, it depends on the order amount that the customer paid for, how much they paid for shipping. Does it make sense? That really depends on the type of product you're selling. It depends on the value of the product. If I'm buying something for $30, I really don't care about insurance. But if I'm buying something over $500, some jewelry, whatever it might be, I care about tracking and insurance. So it makes sense for you to add it. And by adding it, it gives customers that peace of mind, that confidence to say to themselves, you know what? I know I can track this order, even though I don't know this company. I can track it. They're insured up to X amount of dollars. I will still continue ahead and purchase from them. So consider that. The last thing that I want you to really take into consideration is packaging. Packaging will matter a lot for your business when you're getting started. First impressions are critical, especially if you're in it for the long run. Now, you could obviously sell your products in a small little bubble pack and put it in a bubble envelope and ship it out. Everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna make money. But again, if you really think about it, if you're trying to build a brand and the first thing that the customer gets, the first time they're touching your product is the package, then you want to make sure that this experience you're going to wow them with that experience of unboxing. So I'm not telling you to become like Apple, phenomenal packaging, the way everything opens up. That alone is an experience. But you really need to consider the type of bubble envelope that you use, the box. Do you put the right packaging, the padding inside to protect your items? Do you put a thank you note? Especially when you're getting started, you're not getting a lot of volume. It makes sense to add a thank you note, and that goes a long way. Sometimes you want to also maybe add in a small little gift. Again, that goes a long way, especially in the beginning when you're just getting started. Think about those things, because that's what sets you apart. And trust me, you've done it yourself. When you open a box and you're like, oh, wow, I love the way they packaged it. I love how protected it is. Or I love oh, wow, I didn't expect to get a small little gift. Whoa, that's so nice. I got a nice handwritten note. Next, you're taking your phone, you're doing an Instagram, you're sharing it with friends, and you're really showing your excitement about what you received by mail from the specific brand you ordered from. Again, small little things like that make a difference. Start small. Just go to the office supply shop. You don't need to go buy a lot of packing supplies in the beginning. Buy enough to get started. And then eventually, as your order volume increases, then start looking for cheaper pricing outside, because you're going to start buying volumes. It makes sense. Don't buy from the beginning boxes and boxes of envelopes, unless obviously you're sure that this is going to work and things are going to roll for you and people are going to buy it. And obviously it makes sense to save some money. But if you're just getting started, spend a little bit more to wow customers and reduce your volumes. This way you can test things out, okay? So that's literally what I just wanted to make sure that you consider when thinking about shipping and packaging, as well as delivery times. And now we're gonna get started. Are there any questions that I need to cover before I jump into the store, so that I kind of highlight certain things you need to consider? Mohammed is saying, sorry, I couldn't attend this week. Oh, congratulations on your baby, Mohammed. Congrats. Well, you know what? The beauty about this challenge, and honestly, this is one thing, I was going to not do that. But in the beginning, I felt like, because of the current situation and people are limited on time, all recordings are going to be made available inside this challenge. I'm not removing them. So don't worry about it. You can watch this at your own time, at your own pace. Everything is going to be there. Obviously, within a year from now, I don't know if the interfaces change, but a lot of the knowledge I'm sharing is evergreen, meaning it's going to work for a very long time. Whatever I'm sharing with you right now has worked since 2001 when I started. Nothing really has changed. So that's a good foundation. So congrats again. All right, so let's get started. I'm not seeing any questions. So let's get into the store. So let's say, for example, I'm here right now inside the store. Now, there's a couple of ways of going about setting up shipping. Every country is different. So I can't go in right now and give you specifics or go step by step, because a lot of you are either from Canada, Australia. I saw people from the UK, people from the US. So it's all over the place. I don't have all the answers. I'm not a shipping expert. All I know is, from a strategic perspective, I know what needs to be done so that customers actually buy from you. And that's the whole point. But nonetheless, I'm going to give you a couple of tools. Now, when you go inside your store, what you do is you go inside the online store here. Let me just increase the size. Sorry, you don't go inside here. Forget that. You just click on settings. And inside settings, you'll see a section called shipping right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do today, give me a second. What I'm going to do right now is show you how I'm going to set up a standard shipping fee, a free shipping, and I'm just going to do it for Canada, but you can do the same thing for the US, because my store is Canadian right now. So I'm going to show you how that works. So let's say, for example, I want to manage my rates. I go inside shipping, and I'm going to start adding new rates. Let me just delete this. Okay. So when you go into your store, the first shipping rate is going to be for all products. In Shopify, you can now create shipping rates by types of products or specific items if you want. You just create a different profile for them. Right now, what I'm going to do is a shipping rate that applies to everything inside the store. My recommendation is to not complicate things for consumers. You don't want to start telling them, well, if you order a mat, that's how much it's going to cost. If you order this product, it's going to cost this much. It's annoying, and that's my recommendation in the beginning. If you have no choice, then obviously you could make it so that, let's say, for example, you sell toasters. Toasters will be the same price as, let's say, shipping sheets or any type of other home products. I was in the home category before. But then if you're selling mattresses might require different shipping rates. So it makes sense to divide those types of products, especially that not everyone is going to buy a mattress every single day versus a toaster could happen every single day, not for the same person, but you know what I mean. So right now I'm going to set up this shipping amount. So I click on shipping, I come all the way here, and you're going to create a zone. So notice that this is like my post office. I'm shipping from a specific post office in the area, and I'm considering that as my main warehouse, let's say. I'm telling Shopify that this is where my location is. You can put your home, your whatever it might be. That's the location. But then I'm going to create a shipping zone for a specific country. So let's say, for example, I'm going to start doing Canada, let's say. You know what? Yeah, because I have a lot of Canadians right now in the group. So Canada, and then I'm going to look for it here. And add that. You see immediately all the provinces are already there. You can unselect the ones you want. So maybe you don't want to ship to the Northwest Territories because it's very, very expensive. That's something that you decide on. So as you can see right away, I added Canada. Now, before I continue, something I forgot to mention. When you're getting started in e-commerce, you don't need to ship worldwide immediately. You're still new to this. So start small, start local, then a little bit more national, let's say. You want to go across the closest countries and then expand globally. So let's say, for example, you're in the US. Well, it makes sense. Start in the US only. You don't want to deal with duty, imports, shipping delays, and all that stuff. As soon as you want to expand, you may want to think about shipping to Canada. It's right there, but you're going to have to deal with some delays and duties and imports and taxes and all that stuff. But Canadians are used to that. And then you might later on Latin America, because that's the closest. So you've got kind of like North America, Latin America, all of it taken care of. And eventually you may want to expand to the more known countries in Europe, Australia, and so on. You don't want to immediately offer worldwide unless you're positive that, you know what, I could ship this. I don't worry about losing packages because I'm selling bracelets. It's not expensive to replace. It's not expensive to ship. Then obviously go worldwide. But if you're selling something that is expensive, requires investment, and you want to reduce your risks, start local. So when I say local, not just your city, but let's say if you're based out of the US, start in the US only first and then expand. If you're in Canada, start in Canada and then expand. So going back to this here, here's Canada. I'm going to add a rate. So you have the option of using rates from, you can connect your store to Canada Post or USPS directly. And this way it pulls out all of the fees. Every app is different. Every software is different. But to get started in this challenge, I'm just going to set it up as if it's my own rates. Now, if you don't know how much it's going to cost, just like I mentioned earlier on, take your products, go to the post office, take some of the packaging supplies that you feel like packaging their products in, take everything to the post office and see your options. Tell them, I want to ship this to, let's say, New York. I'm based out of New York. I want to ship this to New York this way. How much is it going to cost me and what are my options? I want to ship this to all the way to the West Coast because you need to know how much it's going to cost you to the furthest state or the furthest city. How much is that going to cost me? And then you see the best case scenario, shipping in your own city, and the worst case scenario is when you're shipping all the way across the country. And you do the same thing in Canada. I'm shipping in Quebec, let's say, the East, and Vancouver. When you're shipping to British Columbia, Vancouver, it's going to cost you a lot more money. So that's why you need to balance it out. You may make money on the ones you're shipping in Quebec, but then you might lose money in the ones that you're shipping to Vancouver. But at the end of the day, they compensate for each other. So that's where I would say, and that's why I say set up your own rates to start with. Don't overcomplicate things. So let's say, for example, the rate name is standard. Let's say I'm using Canada Post and they call it expedited. I'm going to just Canada Post, standard expedited. That's the name. And I'm going to say if I have to put an amount. So what I'm going to do is shipping is in general going to cost, let's say, $9. That's how much I'm going to charge. Okay. No condition yet. I'm just going to tell that's a flat rate. That's what I'm going to charge, $9. Now you could put shipping based on different ranges based on weight or price. That's your decision. For now, I'm just going to show you I'm setting up something where it's a standard rate of $9. I'm going to also add one for express. Sorry, I know that they call it express post. Try to use the same names that your shipping carrier is going to use because customers are used to it. They want, let's say, expedited. They want express post, or they want a priority first mail or priority first mail. I forgot the names in the US. So again, try to use the similar names so customers know about them, especially now everybody's shopping online. They're familiar. So Canada Post, Express Post. And this one, I'm going to charge $29.99 because it's more expensive. And I'm going to do something also where I'm going to say free standard shipping. And I'm going to add a condition. The price has to be minimum, let's say, $75. And it's going to be free. So if a person buys something for $75 or more, it's free. Otherwise, they pay $9 for standard, or they pay $29.99 for express. Okay, I save this. Now, let's say you want to include also the US, or vice versa. You're in the US, you want to do Canada, that's what you do. I'm going to add a new shipping zone, and I'm going to say United States. You can select all of them. Maybe you want to remove you want to remove Hawaii or Alaska. Sometimes shipping is more expensive. That's your call. Put in there that information, and you do the same thing. So let's say I'm just going to call it standard mail. Let's say, and because I am based in the US, it's going to be a lot cheaper for me. So I'm going to charge people, I don't know, like $7 for that. And I'm going to charge them express. I'm going to charge, let's say, $24.99. And for US, because I'm based out of Canada, I'm shipping to the US, the free shipping is going to be, the minimum threshold is going to be a little bit more because it's costing me more. So I could do that. And you could do the same thing. You don't need to offer free shipping for other countries. So again, you have to really calculate and see what are your options. So when it comes to, let's say if you're based in the US, you can offer free shipping on orders over $50, $75 for everyone in the US. Everyone else out there, they can't benefit from free shipping. So offer it within your own country, but you don't have to for everyone else. So I'm going to do, let's say, free shipping on that for, let's say, $99 instead of $75. Offer because I'm getting a lot of customers in the US. Why not? And I save that. And that's it. You have your shipping rates for all the products, and you keep adding as you start seeing if customers are asking for it for other countries. So you'll see right here, you have both countries that you ship to. You can create, if you want to start adding additional countries, you don't start doing it by country. You can just offer it worldwide and specific countries, and you just add them in there. So let's say you start noticing that people from the UK are asking you. You don't need to create a new. You could do that, but if you want to, worldwide, and I'm just gonna say United Kingdom. You know what? I'm gonna put France. You can call this Europe only. So again, there's no right or wrong. You can name it whatever you want in terms of the types of zones. What's important is, remember, on the shipping page, specify we ship to Canada, the US, and UK, Australia, and so on and so forth. Put that information there because you don't want people to go through checkout to figure out whether or not you ship to their country. Be specific within your help pages, your shipping pages, so customers know exactly what it is that they need to consider if they were to buy from you. Going back to the shipping, and that's the last thing I want to go over, you could also add packages here. When you put in the different types of packages, if you're using specific ones, it's going to help, especially if you're using a software for packaging, so it calculates your rates automatically. You can add them here. You can also see that you can start adding specific software for, let's say I'm using Canada Post. You can put in immediately here. You see all of the rates. You can print labels from here. Shopify makes it very easy, and it integrates with a lot of the shipping companies out there. So you don't have to worry about it. This matters a lot more when you're growing. There's a couple of things that I want to also mention. I put in inside the Facebook group. If you go to build a store, and I go to unit, I'm looking for it, and it's right in front of me. So I'm gonna go inside today's day 15. So if you go to day 15, I put in the task. Under the task, just go to the toolbox. And inside the toolbox, I've included a couple of tools for you to consider. So under the operations, that's where we're at now. We're talking about operations. I've added a tool called ShipStation. And ShipStation is a great tool that allows you to kind of like deal with volume orders. So it brings your orders from Shopify into ShipStation, and it connects automatically to all the different carriers, and you manage your shipping within ShipStation. It's a known software. So what's great about ShipStation, if you decide to sell on eBay, you decide to sell on Amazon and all of the other marketplaces, it easily connects all of these channels, including Shopify, in one single place, and it allows you to easily ship orders in volume. When you start shipping 20 to 50 orders a day, it becomes a hassle. You need to look at software. ShipStation is one of those. I hope that some of you guys are going to hit these numbers. That's one thing to consider. Another thing that you want to consider, and there are a lot of options. I'm just bringing up the ones I know of. So adding custom packaging, again, wowing all your customers when they unbox is critical from a branding perspective, exceeding expectations. So they have, let's say, packaging tape. You can have stickers, mailers, putting your logo on it. There are many other websites out there. Sticker Mule is just one of them. If you want to have custom packaging, so a great website is Packlane. Again, look at the options that these websites have and look for local distributors if you want, so you don't have to buy a lot. But a lot of the websites now, like Packlane, allow you to purchase packaging materials not in large volumes, so you can afford it and you can look professional when you launch your store. So you can see here, mailer boxes, putting your logo. There's so much, and you can even design it on the website. Those options are all available. I forgot to add one more thing in the toolbox, but you also have a place like, for example, Vista. Oh, I did include it. It's not in operations. If you go on top, logo maker, design, printing. If you need any type of printing, you want to put in some inserts in your orders, Vistaprint is a great place. You can get all sorts, paper bags, you name it, stickers, labels, all that stuff is there. And then right here, you also have moo.com. Moo is more of the beautiful stuff. The nice stickers, the nice business cards. I used to order my business cards from these guys. Very nice company, fast shipping, a little bit more pricey, but the quality is simply out of this world. Okay. Now, if you're using any, let's say you're dealing with USPS and all that, here's what you do. So you put in, let's say you go to Google and you want to know about Shopify and USPS. So let's say USPS Shopify app. And you'll notice right here, activate shipping with USPS, okay? It tells you what to do. I'm gonna put that in the comments as well for you guys to use, okay? Let's say you have Canada, I use Google to search everything. So I'm gonna put Canada Post Shopify app. And this is Canada Post. I like to go directly to the Shopify link. Here is the one, I'm gonna put that in the comments, the one for that. I know I have some people from Australia. Australia Post, I think. Shopify. They have an app directly in here, so you can install that. And a lot of these apps some of them are free, some of them you pay. But again, just Google the shipping company that you want to use and add the word Shopify, and then you'll be able to see exactly what are your options, and you take it from there. But again, the things I've shared with you today allows you to simply start immediately and start shipping. So now notice that we created free shipping on orders over X amount of dollars. You may want to promote that. So what you do is you click on online store. I'm going to go to my theme. So I'm going to click on, why is it that I'm already there? Let me click on customize. It's been a long week. So look at the store right now. So this is my store. You see this here? There's a nice header bar message that you should change to make it a more specific for a, promotion, or in this case for free shipping. So to do this, I go inside my theme and I click on header. And the announcement is here. So I'm gonna say free USA shipping on orders over, say, $75. There you go, save. Or free shipping to the US, Canada, you name it. But right now, if I have this and I refresh, now it says free shipping on orders over that. And that's it. Your to-do tasks are go inside your Shopify store and add all of that information inside your shipping settings. So make sure to add a zone, put in your country, offer a standard shipping, an express shipping, and also a free shipping offer on specific amount of like on a specific order minimum. So let's say $75 or $100. So in total, you will have 3 options for each country. Start with your local country. If you're in the US, Canada, Canada, and then start slowly expanding to countries that are the closest to you, so that you get used to all the paperwork involved with customs, duty, import, export, all that stuff. There's a lot of headaches there. So again, do your homework. Now, if you're ready for it, obviously go worldwide, but just calculate everything. Get a nice Excel sheet, start putting in all the prices. And by the way, every website has, so USPS, let's say, calculator. And if you go immediately to the USPS website, you can put in all that information here. You will see your options. The same thing with Canada Post, the same thing with all that. Each shipping company has a calculator that you don't have to go over to their home, to the office to get all that information. You may want to consider later on in the future buying a scale so that you weigh all of your packages in your warehouse, in your home before you ship them out. You may buy a label printer. All of that stuff is available. So if you go inside Shopify, and I'm going to go, let's say, shipping, they have a lot of support when it comes to giving you ideas. So if I go to settings right here and I click on shipping, there was a section called shipping labels. I think, Shopify hardware store. If I click on it, notice that they have all of this information. You don't need to buy it from there. You can just look at Amazon or any other website, and you can get it. Sometimes when you have a large amount of volume, some of the shipping companies you deal with may provide you with that equipment. Again, it depends from each carrier to another, from and country to another. And that's it. That's your task for today. Are there any questions? Have I lost anybody? Let me go inside the group. Oh, great. Everybody's still here. That's a good thing. Any questions about shipping? Was everything clear? Do you feel confident that you can handle it? Is something missing? Let me know in the comments on this video. Big question just came in. Liz is asking, I have a question about shipping of customized products. What do I need to do about it? I want to make a business similar to Burju, where you have ended and customized products. Customized products may take 3 weeks. How could I sell this idea? What differentiates my business? All right, so based on what I'm seeing, customized products will take longer. It's expected, obviously. And I think if you are clearly communicating that on the product page, not on the checkout, if your product is customized, if it takes long and there's a reason why, then make sure you communicate that on the product page. Don't communicate it immediately on the homepage so you don't turn people off. So the way I would go about it is when I come into your website, immediately the concept of this is a website where you buy customized widget, whatever it is. You buy customized clothing, okay? Immediately I know that, okay, great, this is a place where I can customize clothes. Great, I'm not thinking about shipping yet. So don't turn me off immediately telling me it's gonna ship in 3 weeks. Wait, let me learn more about your product. Let me browse your shop. Let me look at the product selection. What are the features available? How can I customize your product? On the product page, you may explain how this works as one of the descriptions. How does this work? Well, first of all, you choose the selection, you customize the product, and then as soon as we get your order, it will take us a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you'll get your product. Now, if it takes long and you feel that you're going to start losing customers, then you know what? Teach them about why it takes long. Even create a small little video explaining to them the process that you have to go through in order to personalize or customize their product, and they'll appreciate it. And again, it depends on what category of products you're in. So if you're selling something, for example, headphones, and I need headphones right now because mine broke, and you're telling me yours are going to take 3 weeks, then forget it. I'm not going to buy from you. But if I'm buying headphones for someone and I want to be engraved on those headphones a message, I'm okay waiting a week, 2 weeks. It's a gift, unless the birthday is next week and I'm kind of like, I need to make sure I'm running out of time. But again, it really depends on the categories. The rule is just make sure you communicate that ahead of time on the product page, in your help pages. And if you feel that it's turning people off and it's affecting your conversions, then put out a video explaining to them why it takes long. And you can tell them it's all about making sure the details are taken care of. We communicate back and forth, make sure everything is good with you. I remember someone calling me and they wanted some advising, and they were selling custom sofas. And sofas take time. That's what it is. So people get used to it. Sometimes it takes a couple of months. Sometimes it takes 3 weeks, 4 weeks. People understand that if it's something customized, it takes time. Just make sure you communicate that from the beginning. I hope that answers your question, Liz. Mohammed is asking, so if, for example, I have 5 orders to ship, we are talking about physically going to the USPS or other and dropping it off, right? Yeah, so if you have 5 orders, no one is going to come pick it up. Unless you're shipping, let's say, FedEx or UPS, the big carriers, where you're paying a lot more for shipping. My dad, my wife, they all have online stores. And it's pretty simple. They get their orders in the morning. They package everything. They prepare it throughout the day. When everything is ready, they take it to the post office and they drop it off. As soon as your packages increase, you may want to make sure that you communicate with your local post office, and they'll figure out the best time for you to drop it off. But for me, in my case, I was shipping, not my own business, the companies I was leading, we were shipping thousands and thousands of packages a day, to a point I was shipping in one day 4,500 packages. That obviously is not us going to the post office. The post office is sending a truck every single day because the volumes are there. It's worth it for them to come in, pick up everything, put it in cages, in bags. They make you sign, but everything has to be prepared. As you grow, you start scaling. In the beginning, you just go to the post office and you drop off everything. The key thing is, what you need to know is how much can you automate at home or in your warehouse before you drop it off. You don't want to do all the paperwork at the post office. Try to find a way. So if you're able to use a tool like ShipStation and all that, you can automatically charge your account with every time you print out a label. So you print out everything at home, and all you do, you just drop it off at the post office. Instead of going to the post office and labeling everything there, it's annoying. So that's the approach I would go. In the beginning, don't worry about it. Just start. And then eventually you start asking questions. They'll give you some new tips on how to handle it. Hope that answers the question, Mohammed. Every item has its own Bilal is asking, every item has its own shipping price, or it's a one price for all? Look, when you're getting started, you don't want to complicate things. It depends on your category. The way I would go about it is, the safe way is, forget the item. It's more of how much they're spending per order. And then you look at it as an average. If you start charging shipping for a specific product, every product has a different rate, it confuses customers. Now, but it depends on the category of products. In your case, knowing that you want to sell maybe desserts or whatever it might be, then I would tell you, try to simplify by putting one rate for all orders over X amount of dollars. You want people to buy more from you. And people are used to that. Even on Amazon, if you buy less than $25, you're paying for shipping. If you buy more than $25, it's free shipping. People got used to it. So try to find that sweet spot that allows you to provide free shipping, but make customers purchase a little bit more. And don't overcomplicate in the beginning, and start seeing from there what happens. Katrina's asking, what if you use drop shipping as well? How would you integrate that in your website? So drop shipping and so there are tools to use. I'm not covering that here only because I personally never had to deal with drop shipping. I'm not a big fan of drop shipping, but doesn't mean it's not a good approach. I don't have a lot of experience with it, but all I know is there are tools like Oberlo. This is the best tool. Oberlo Connect. It's owned by Shopify. They purchased it. But inside Oberlo, they'll teach you how to set up everything, connect everything so that it makes sense. But the same rule applies. Again, if you're drop shipping, avoid charging different shipping rates for different products. Try to think about it as a store-wide shipping rate or a category specific. So for example, everything within, let's say, the kitchen products, decor, and all of that, it's one rate. But then the oversized products like furniture, mattresses, it's another rate. That's okay. It's by category, and you don't have a lot of different rates for each category. But if you start going at it, every product having a different price, it ruins the shopping experience. And eventually customers are going to be turned off because they don't know the total price of the product until they add it to the cart and check out. And every time they want to come back to your website and buy again from you, they may feel like, oh, I got to go through the whole shipping process again. Like I said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But at the end of the month, your goal as the business owner is to make sure things average out, and at the end of the month you come out profitable from your shipping. Felicita is asking, how about tracking included in this unit also? So when you're shipping an order, so we don't, I can't show you this right now because I haven't put an order, but when customers buy from you, inside Shopify, you'll get an order, and then inside the order, there will be a section for shipping. When you ship it, it's going to ask you to put in the tracking number if available and all pertinent information. It's all going to be there, and it's very easy. So you just take whatever shipping tracking you have and put it there. If you use a tool like ShipStation or the Canada Post app and all those, and you're printing everything in your home, in the labels and that, things will just integrate automatically because you're charging your account. Again, it depends on every shipping carrier that you're using, Canada Post, USPS, and all. It changes. So that's why I'm not going into details, because or else it's going to overwhelm people. Speak to Canada Post, speak to USPS. Make sure you go on the links I shared right now that talks about USPS for Shopify, Canada Post for Shopify, Australia Post for Shopify. Each of those landing pages I just shared in the help resources cover all those topics. So again, it's very simple and easy to start. What I'm covering today is enough to help you get started. I've used this tactic numerous times and it works, okay? So just go with that for now. Katrina, excellent. Okay, great, clear. Liz is asking, do you know a program that make videos with good quality? The good quality part starts with your camera first. If you have the new iPhone XS or iPhone 11, the camera is perfect. Just do that with this, and then you can find a bunch of apps on your iPhone to do that, to clean it up. There is a tool called animoto.com, but again, you don't need to create crazy editing and all that stuff. It's really just creating a clear video of you talking to the screen and just say, this is what happened. This is the reason why customized products take a long time. Here's what the process. And you just edit it and then put it there. Just make sure you have good lighting. Do it during the day. That's what I would go with. So you have the 11, more than enough, by the way. The iPhone 11 is simply phenomenal. You guys see my profile picture. Everything I do in the academy, by the way, of me taking pictures of me, even for the group or that, it's all with my phone. That's all it is. What I would recommend is, let's say you get a light, like a ring light, for example. You can get that. If you have products, here's an example, Amazon Basics Studio. So if you go inside this, Amazon has this box. It's their own box, and it's like $200. I have this. And what's nice about it, if you have products, you can even take pictures. The light is in there. You can carry it. Look how amazing this is. And it does really good pictures. So again, you can use your smartphone. It's all about lighting when you take pictures. But if you have the iPhone 11, making a video in there in HD, hosting it on YouTube is more than enough. You don't have to go crazy with it. And by the way, I saw Ali K right now joining. He's my professional photographer. So if you guys have any questions about photography, making great videos, Ali K specializes. He's right here in the Ali. If you could make a comment if you want. He does a lot of e-commerce photography, e-commerce videos, very, very professional stuff. So if you have any questions, you can ask away to him and communicate directly. But that's what I would do. I have a set of lights from Amazon. Yeah, the lights are good. I remember buying one from Amazon as well, a ring light like this, more than enough. Thanks for the hearts, Ali. So I bought this, by the way. I have this in my home. I use it when I don't have enough light. Like, I'm not even using it right now, but when I do professional videos, I use it and it works really well. So I have the box. I have this, more than enough to get started. But iPhone 11 is really, really good. I have also the big 70 DSLR, whatever camera they have. I'm using right now just a regular Logitech camera for this live. Any additional questions? Wow, this one has been. I thought it was going to be like a boring session, but it was actually exciting because you guys are asking a lot of questions. Shipping could be a challenge, but again, don't let it overwhelm you, and use the tips I've given you today to help you get started. Don't complicate things. You want to get sales. That's what matters. Offer the right shipping, the reasonable pricing, ship fast, and you know what? Make sure you don't lose money. You forget about making money on shipping. Make sure you don't lose a lot of money. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. That's okay. It averages out at the end of the month. Any additional questions? Because I'm going to be hitting almost an hour. Wow, 8:56 already. I'm going to be, I didn't forget, for those who are still here, I'm going to be announcing soon, I'm just preparing everything, prizes, 3 prizes for this challenge for anyone who completes the challenge tasks, the 21 days, prepares the store. So I'll give you the details. I'm making it so that you could win one of 3 prizes, and the details will be sent out and communicated inside this group. I'm also, for those, because I had some questions about this, I am currently working on a program called 8-Figure eCommerce. This is more advanced stuff. Everything that I have right now is the basic stuff. The challenge is free. I have some courses to help you get going in that. But then afterwards, you'll go through the same challenge as everyone else in e-commerce. How do you grow the business? How do you double your sales? How do you become more profitable? How do you go from 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures to ultimately 8-figure? And that takes years and years. But there are proven strategies. These are the same strategies I currently do for big companies during my day job. They hire me to help them grow. I've never taught them. And I decided to kind of like put them together now and launch an advanced program for people in the academy called 8-Figure eCommerce. So I am currently working on this. It's going to be announced soon. But if you guys want to download a free guide, just go to 8-Figure eCommerce.com. And it's free. There's a lot of insights I give in this guide for you to use. I cover 7 mistakes that you should avoid making when building an 8-figure website, 8-figure e-commerce business. I share my solutions to these challenges, these mistakes that people go through, as well as my own experience. You get to see it exactly. You'll deal with these problems as you grow. So again, avoid these mistakes. I know some of you are going to launch your businesses. Stay ahead, learn about these tactics so that you avoid losing money and time in the future. So just want to make sure that you guys are aware of this. The advanced stuff is not covered in this challenge, obviously. Any other questions before we close off today? Hope this was useful. Don't forget to love the video, whatever they say to do. Otherwise, let me just make sure. Nope, no more. I answered everything. I'm just going back to make sure. Perfect. All right, I don't see any questions. Thank you very much again for attending the live video. I appreciate your support. And tomorrow, it's Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to be doing the sessions at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So it's during the day, 2 p.m. on Saturday, Sunday as well as on 2 p.m. Monday, we're off. I'm still doing a session at night at 8 p.m. because we need to finish this. We committed to it. And don't worry if you're spending time with the family for Easter, Passover. Don't worry about it. Everything is recorded so that you can enjoy your time with the family. Otherwise, thank you very much. Have a nice evening and see you guys tomorrow. Take care.